Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. And really enjoying the wonderful state and the wonderful hospitality here. And wherever you are tuning in from around the world, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining in. And for those of you who are regulars, you know what to do. Smash that like button. That helps get this content out to more people and helps support the channel. I really do appreciate that. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to put out two videos. That's right. This one is going to be my normal daily show news with some Bitcoin charting at the end. And sometimes I have time to jump into a few little altcoins, but I am going to do a altcoin specific video today. And I want to let you know, I may, if people love that, if you love that, I may end up adding that additional altcoin video. That means I can chart a whole bunch more altcoins. I can take a whole bunch more requests. And coming tomorrow on Sunday, I'm going to be releasing a stocks video, and I will be doing a stocks video at least once a week as the stock market begins to heat up. Rate cuts are imminent as well, so stay tuned for Sunday's stream, which will be only on stocks, and I do have stocks on my cheat sheet. All right, well, let's get into, and look, there are tons of links in the description of this video, including my cheat sheet, which has the stocks tabs on it with the stocks that I am trading. I have done some updates to my cheat sheet as well. We'll go over that in the altcoin video, which I'll push the altcoin video live a few hours after this one to give people time to watch this one and also watch the other one if they choose, or you can watch one or the other. Hopefully, you'll be able to watch both of them there. Okay, so first of all, with Bitcoin, it's under the BlackRock average buy of 55,000. Now, on this channel, from the August 5th dump, you can go back every day and watch every video that I've been calling for Bitcoin. 51,500. We got right down to 52,000. Maybe that will be the low. I'll talk about that in a little bit. There are some buy orders. Look, there are some buy orders. There's $1 million buy order at 52,000. There's another $2 million buy order at 51,900. Actually, I think the buy order at the 52,000 level got hit, and that's where we found support yesterday. Now, of course, yesterday was the 6th of September, so now we have a new monthly low for September. Let's see if that is going to be the low. We have been doing on this channel whether the low would be set for the 8th or after the 8th, so the 9th of September onwards, or will the Bitcoin low become within the first 8 days of September? Remember, the last three halving years in 2012, 2016, and 2020, the Bitcoin low in September was in by the 8th of September. So let's see if this plays out. Other years, it was a little bit later, of course, but let's see if that plays out. Let's see if the 6th of September is the day that the low was set. Then we have more buys coming in. We got $1.5 million buys at 50,900. But the biggest buys, there's a whopping $7 million worth of buys at 49,900. So I'm going to just put it out there that certainly there's going to be some strong support at 51,900. There are buys there at 50,900. So let's just round it up at about 52, at about 51, and at about 50. The sell orders is $1 million worth of sell orders at 55. So I feel like right now the market makers have us trapped between this 52 and 55. And if we drop down and tag those other orders down there, then obviously it's going to be between 50 and 55. Seems to be a little bit of a range that will settle into, at least for the short term anyway. And so I think that's very interesting. So the buy orders that are there, I've updated my cheat sheet with the Bitcoin buy orders for short-term swing traders if you're wanting to do that. But the big issue that I see at the moment is the leverage trades. The longs keep going long, and they keep going long with high leverage, and that just is really they're putting a target on their backs for the market makers to just go and liquidate them. Another 223 million of longs have been liquidated in the last 24 hours. There's this obsession with going long. And certainly you want to look for a trend reversal. People keep owning longs on Bitcoin without any form of confirmation, providing more and more liquidity to keep dumping the price. Stop going long these over-leveraged, high-leveraged longs So essentially, we need to see this leverage just completely flushed out. And we have, I do believe that funding has gone negative now, and certainly the fear and greed index is low. And certainly these are local market bottom signals. And so I do feel that we are close. We've either found the market bottom or we are very close to it. The fear and greed index dropped to extreme level fear of 22%. At the 49K level, the index was at 17%. During the mining ban in China, the index was 10%. The maximum drop to 6% occurred during the lunar crash. And so certainly we are down at really historically low levels at this point at 22%. And so certainly I do still feel these are opportunities to accumulate during the market, when the market is in fear, when the market is in blood. Spot Bitcoin ETFs seen net inflows for the last week of 706 million. There was only 4 days of trading because of Labor Day in the United States of America. Again, BlackRock did not have any outflows. Certainly something over there with their investors telling them to hold for sure. I mean, it's just a phenomenal hands there over at the BlackRock ETFs. Bitcoin just had its fourth daily close below the regression channel. The last times that it did this, after each case, price rallied at least 20% in the coming weeks. I'm not predicting that will happen. I'm just stating the facts. So just, again, another possible market bottom signal there. Bitcoin bull run begins. Each bull run lasts 400 days. And you can see here, we are historically following exactly as every other cycle so far. We have not seen a breakdown of the market cycle structure. And while that continues, then I'm continuing to trade this structure. I'm not sure it's going to get to 200,000. I'm more in the $100,000 to $120,000 camp. Maybe at the very upper end, 150, 170, but I'm not seeing 200 in this bull run. But you just never know. If the US dollar collapses, then certainly that's a stronger possibility. And then you have the Bitcoin is retesting a long-term trend line, and it's had a lot of touching points on this as resistance and then as support since June of 2022. And, a bounce seems to be the more likely scenario here. It has bounced previously there as well. Again, possible another local bottom signal there as well. Bitcoin yearly perspective remains bullish with 4 months left in 2024. There's still plenty of time for a big move. I'll just open this up and you can see how the halving cycles figure. We see happen, and we're currently here for 4 and then here for 4. Obviously, we'd like to see a little bit more upside as the year closes out, and then 1 kind of takes off. And this is kind of how the cycles go, year cycle. And again, I've not seen any break in the structure of the 4-year cycle, so I still remain bullish that we'll have a strong fourth quarter to push us up, and then we'll jump into we'll slide back to 1 over here, and we will see some more upside in the markets for Bitcoin there. Okay, and then we know Bitcoin is currently in a halving year, and so let's compare it to previous halving years. September 2016, 6% drop, 14% upside, 7% drop, 27% upside, currently 9% September downside so far. So potential double-digit October upside awaits, but so far we're having a fairly normal September, nothing out of the ordinary. Again, still following the cycle, so the 4-year cycle. And of course, we have a little bit more here when Bitcoin retraced 7% in 2017, it rallied 47%. And you can see whenever there was retracements in September, there were strong pumps in the following October. So again, Bitcoin currently just tracking as it has. And we're hopeful if October is bullish as previous Octobers has been, that we will see some good uptrend, and September will be our last buying opportunity based historically. This is some good perspective. At this point in the last cycle, Bitcoin hadn't even made a new all-time high. Sol had recent release, but was about to dump 80% and then would eventually recover 260x from there. Luna had come out and was about to dump 70%. Axie Infinity would go on to make 1650x, but moved sideways in quarter 4 and only pump in quarter 1. just come out. So you can just see that, there is a lot of potential still left in the cycle if it continues to trade as normal. So I just see a lot of bearish sentiment out there right now. And look, yeah, we might see something happen, some kind of global recession or financial crisis. Maybe the 4-year cycle will be broken. But right now, I've got nothing or no indicators to say that the 4-year cycle is broken and that things aren't going to play out exactly as every other cycle. And certainly, I'll do an emergency stream or Twitter post or in the Discord if I feel anything has changed or different. Now, the title of this video, is it over for ETH? Man, ETH is in trouble. You can see how ETH continues to follow its 2016, 2019 past quite closely. If ETH Bitcoin breaking down was the warning signal, this time is not different. Well, I hope it is different, because if this time it's not different, we're looking at some, as you can see here, it broke down, it broke from here. And if we continue to break down from here, I mean, that's some pretty low levels down there at around $1,000 per ETH. And so I got out of the trade at 3,500. I sold the Ethereum ETFs that I had and 700% profit. I was up at least 100, 150% on my spot trade. I only left the swing trade open. Man, I wish I'd closed it. But anyway, we're still open in that swing trade. And at some point, I believe Ethereum is going to come back and I'll be able to close that trade out or average that down a little bit. But certainly I'm not super concerned, as I was able to deleverage and de-risk, a lot of my Ethereum there. So is Ethereum going to be the BlackBerry of crypto? Is Ethereum going to be a space of crypto? Let's hope not. I really do. Concerns there for me on Ethereum. And the biggest concern that I have, look, you have the ETF launch and all these companies want all their investors to launch it. And what does Vitalik do? Dumps Ethereum, prints more Ethereum tokens, diluting the price. What does the Ethereum Foundation do? Mints more Ethereum tokens, makes it inflationary token like the US dollar. And then what are they both doing? Continually dumping their ETH tokens. I mean, these ETF companies have to be saying, middle finger, to be honest, and some of them have. And, I just, at this point in time, it's not that I'm looking to trade or looking to get into at the moment. I will say that it's below its bear market support. Okay, listen, it's below the 200 moving average on the weekly time frame. This is a bear market support, not a bull market support, and it's below it. So that is not good signs for Ethereum. And certainly I am not bullish on Ethereum. See a trend reversal there. If you're buying Ethereum, what are you buying Ethereum based on? Perhaps that it is below its bear market support band, and that's historically been a good time to accumulate Ethereum in the bear market. Yeah, tough times for Ethereum. Wisdom Tree just withdrew its S1 registration for the Ethereum Trust. So, there is starting to wane on that. But I will say on the note, is Ethereum ready for liftoff? Historically, when the RSI is in or near oversold territory, on the 3-day chart, ETH either sees a rally or a short-term pump. Either way, an upward move seems just around the corner. And I'm not disagreeing with that. Certainly, if I still had my Ethereum HODL bag, would I be selling it right now? Pump. I would be looking to rotate it. And look, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to sell this because I'll be in loss. So you just would rather, so instead of selling in loss, you'd rather be in more loss, is what you're saying. For it to finally recover, and you've missed all the opportunity of being in stronger altcoins that will recover faster. And one of the best things I did was sell my ETH HODL bag into other coins, as I've identified swing trades there. I've got 6 or 7, 8 coins there that I rolled my Ethereum into. I believe these are stronger coins and will respond a whole lot faster and quicker and go up a lot higher. Even one of those Tau right away, I rolled 35 Ethereum at 3,500 into Tau. Tau dropped all the way down to 160, bounced back to 320. It did 100%. In the same time, Ethereum did not do 100% on that bounce. If Ethereum had done 100%, then it would have been up around 5,500, 6,000. So I'm just trying to show you that selling in loss isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're rolling it over. And I don't say selling a loss, I'm rotating one position into another. And that's just a better way of framing it. Selling it in loss means that you sell it into USDT and you're not rebuying or rolling it or putting the investment into another coin at the same time, okay? You're just literally taking the hit, taking the loss. I've done this in this bull market. Whenever I've sold something, I've always rolled it into something else. Or if I've taken profits, then I'm taking it out into USDT or into US dollars, fiat currency. So I am rolling it over, but certainly a way I think to look at. That's how I trade. This is not financial advice. You know what's coming next. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Says Maximus Decimus Meridius from the movie Gladiator. So this is just what I'm doing. This is my strategy. This is my plan. This is how I'm going about it. And you're welcome to follow along on this journey. Okay, we're going to have a quick look at the Bitcoin charts. Now, I have brought up an indicator here called the Gaussian channel on the weekly time frame. And as you can see here, I'm back, and as soon as we hit the top of this Gaussian channel, which is sitting at around that $52,000 level here, we saw a nice there was also some buy orders here, remember, and there's some buy orders at 51 and at 50. There was a nice bounce from here. Certainly, if we were to come down into the mid-range of here, we're looking at 45, and to the bottom range, and our bear market support is down here at around 40. Now, look, and my most likely scenario is that Bitcoin will find support somewhere around that 50,000, 51 to 54,000, 51 and a half. We haven't quite tagged that yet, and we don't need to tag that. When you give price downside, you don't always get it to the dollar, but so far I've gotten it to around $500 or $600. It's been pretty close, and so I've been pretty accurate. I've called it on this channel for many weeks. Bitcoin was very likely to come down to this level, and it's done exactly that, just as I predicted and said and have been saying for many weeks. We do see a strong support trend line that has been broken moment, but we will see if it closes there on the weekly. So we'll see tomorrow on the weekly close, do we close back above this trend line or are we below it? If we close below the trend line there, if we don't get back above this $55,000 level, I could certainly see us come down and retest this $50,000 and $51,000 level. Certainly, if we were to lose this $50,000 level here, this Fibonacci level of where we broke out from at around 50,142, certainly I could see us then going back. And look, Bitcoin does tend to retest the yearly open, and the yearly open is sitting at around $42,000, $43,000. So that certainly is a possibility. But I think the more likely possibility is that we hold here around this $52,000 level here. Certainly we could wick down into the 49,000s as we did, create a bit of a double bottom. We know there are $7 million of orders currently sitting there. Of course, that can change, but certainly we will keep an eye on the charts. And obviously to the upside, we're just looking for Bitcoin to break above 55,000. That's the line in the sand for me. We've got to get above that $55,000 level here on the Fibonacci, and I think if we get above that, we will very quickly move on to the 5960. 65 will be an absolutely huge area to break there. A lot of resistance at that level there, as you can see, around that $65,000 level, and then shooting off. And I do see us getting back to 70 to 73. There is a lot of shorts that are going to get absolutely wrecked at these levels here. And so I think the market makers are going to have that move up to that level and then onto, I believe, a new Bitcoin all-time high there as well. But certainly I will be de-risking a lot around the $70,000, $69,000 level. And I think this will be a very difficult area to break through. And when it absolutely does, Bitcoin should absolutely fly and take off from there. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it up there. As again, thanks for tuning in. And until the next episode, and there is another episode today, tuned out for my altcoin episode. That's coming up in a few hours. And until then, happy trading.